So the general consensus is, Lakers Warriors. Boy, won't that be a great series against Kevin Durant and the Suns? And then there's the top seed in the West raising their hands. I've never seen a 50-plus win team raise their hands as the one seed as a fly in the ointment, but that's what the Nuggets appear to be right now for sure. How good are the Nuggets? What do you think? Winning it all?
I think they're really good. And nobody paid attention to them because they have this weird TV deal. Nobody can watch them hardly, and they're out where they are. And then Jokic is the most reluctant superstar we've seen in this league in a long time. He's just there. He's just amazing and talented and fabulous every night, but he doesn't stir the pot. He doesn't say anything of note. He's not trying to lean into any narratives or drama. He just goes out and does what Jokic does. And then I think Jamal Murray took all year to get back from his injury. I think he's really rounding into form now. But the reason why the Nuggets are so good is because of their depth. Like it's hard to talk about, a team and be like, you should get excited about the seventh man on that team or the eighth man. But that's why they're winning the series. And they just have so much more depth than Phoenix. And now with this injury to Chris Paul, Phoenix even has less depth. So it's getting Bruce Brown, getting Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, getting Jeff Green, like those were just big additions for them, and they give them so many different looks and so many different ways of attacking a team like Phoenix. And I covered that first round with Phoenix and the Clippers, and I felt like the Clippers had a lot of depth too, but then they lost Kawhi, and it was kind of a wrap. But they weren't able to exploit the Suns' lack of depth, but you saw that issue already. I mean, Devin Booker's playing 45 minutes a game. It was, every game I'm asking questions about the minutes. And those guys are like, minutes don't matter. Kevin was like, I was hurt all year. I didn't play that much. And I was like, I hear you, and you guys are winning, so that's okay, but it's not going to work the whole playoffs like this. And I think that's what you're seeing now.
Okay. And then in the East, is Embiid, what percentage is he? Do we have an issue with that? Did we see what we're going to get out of the Sixers, or they're just what do you think here?
I still think Philly feels pretty good about their shot. James Harden shot the ball terribly in Game 2 after being great in Game 1, but they Embiid is not going to be his same dominant self for a while. Like, I think his injury, he said it after the game, and I don't know if people fully appreciate what he came back from because they didn't get all very specific about exactly what it was, but it was it's your LCL, which is a lateral collateral ligament, and it stabilizes your knee. And so it's one of those things that they have all these grades, okay, and I think grades are subjective in terms of grade 0, grade 1, grade 2. His was somewhere between a 1 and a 2, and if it's 1, then you do come back on the time frame he did. If it's 2, it's 4 to 6 weeks. So he was a little more than a 1, and he came back like he wasn't able to do much while he was out. He came back really fast. He got some treatments for it that helped speed up the healing, but it also that's another thing to recover from. So he's really it's been 2 weeks since the initial injury. I think it was April 20th. So it's 2 weeks from there, and I think if they need to lean heavily on Harden in this series if they're going to get by Boston, and you'll see a player that looks a lot like Joel in another week or two. But right now he's got to play his way back into shape. He's got to play his way through that injury, and he's lugging around that big old brace. And, I thought he had the tights over it so you couldn't see it, but he hates playing with anything like that. Like, he hates the face mask, the brace, any of that stuff. Like, it bothers him. He's not going to seem like himself. But I thought defensively he looked great in the first half. I just think conditioning-wise, he just hasn't been able to do anything for 2 weeks.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.